If you've been around for a while, you may remember this lost version of Hello Neighbor commonly referred to as Alpha 1.5. Essentially just an incomplete version of Alpha 2 with the old art style fully intact. There's a few minor changes, such as the staircase not being blocked by a false wall and the intro being slightly different, but the most infamous thing from this version that was notably missing from Alpha 2 was the chase scene in the basement. As you probably know, this chase was eventually replaced with a basic image that advertises the game's website, but the rest of the labyrinthine basement was never removed. Since Alpha 2 came with the developer console enabled, many were quick to discover this unused part of the basement, but it seemed as though most of the remnants from this chase sequence had been removed. This basement was a cool spectacle, but otherwise had nothing else really to it.
Giant man finds his way into neighbor's basement, reveals no secrets, or uncovers nothing of any original value.
And it remained that way for nearly 10 years. Until today. What you are seeing right now is not a mod, it's not a fan game, it's not a recreation. This is entirely possible within Hello Neighbor Alpha 2 as found on Steam. But how? Before I go over that, I just want to give some insight as to how this discovery was made. Silver, a prominent member in the Hello Neighbor fan game community, just randomly posted this message in my Discord server. His friend MJ has a project which can be used to mod Alpha 2 and was able to find out about this little trick through that. So big thanks to both of them for making this discovery. So, how do you activate this yourself in-game? First, you open Alpha 2 and play through the tutorial as you normally would. Once you get past the tutorial, run over to the neighbor's house. Once this cutscene finishes, do not hide in the wardrobe. Open the console, quickly type Ghost, and fly through the ground. Make your way down to the basement, but avoid getting too close to the door at the end. If you were to walk into it, you get the standard Alpha 2 ending. To prevent this, you're going to want to type this into the console. This deletes the trigger, allowing you to walk through this door freely. Now, type walk into the console if you haven't already, and stand in this general area after the door and press 0 twice. And if everything worked right, the chase should activate. If you get stuck like this after the cutscene, just press 0 once and you should be good. Pressing 0 more than twice causes it to break, since 0 is also the button to reset the neighbor's AI. Although, I was able to get it to trigger without pressing 0 at all. I have no idea what I did, but I've had it happen a few times now, so if anybody knows how to replicate this, please let me know. If you decide to test this out yourself, there are a few things that you should note. First, this chase is very, very broken. The neighbor is prone to losing you incredibly quickly, and if he gets too close to you, the chase will automatically end. These keys and locks that are normally non-functional now actually work. Do keep in mind if the chase music cuts out, they will go back to doing nothing. I have no idea why. Unfortunately, these generators are still non-functional, so it's impossible to open these gates as intended. Luckily, if the chase music does cut out, you can reactivate this as many times as you need. If you get caught, you'll be set back into this cutscene, so you can just fly back down to the basement. Me and a few friends hopped in a call to experiment and see if it was possible to get the neighbor past the gates and all the way to the end. And what we discovered turned out to be incredibly interesting, so stick around if you're curious. I'll roll the footage of us discovering everything in real time, but I'll pop in every so often if there's anything that needs an explanation. With that all being said, please enjoy my slow descent into insanity.
Try and talk to you which is like the most irritated what ever.
Average siblings.
Yeah, no, it's just an average sibling conversation. What was it again?
Fuck me, bro. Okay.
Oh, my youngest life.
I'm gonna hear this music in my fucking nightmares, dude.
Yeah.
You already do hear it in your nightmares.
I'm gonna be able to recite the entirety of the Alpha 2 intro.
He opens the door, he sits down on the couch, he falls asleep, neighbor wakes up, kicks him out of the house, and he hammers the door.
He kicks him out of the house, and when he puts the key in the wrong spot in his pocket because they changed the soccer location. What the hell is he doing here?
What's the next video that you're gonna okay, I need content.
Can I come? What's up, neighbor?
What's up, neighbor?
So I can
get rid of that fucking hole in the wall.
Ow, my everything.
I think I'm gonna have to re-export it because it's in US GUI and the GL. Actually, no, I can just send you the GL, the GLT, whatever the hell. turn them into FPXs after, I think.
Hell?
Are you okay?
As you can see, I continued running despite the chase music cutting out. That was because I was testing to see if it was possible to get the neighbor all the way to the end. I didn't see a point in fighting to keep the chase music active if the neighbor couldn't run the entire way. You may have noticed earlier I said that it's impossible to open these gates as intended, but I didn't say it was impossible to get past them. Luckily, that same console command that can be used to delete the trigger in the basement can be used to delete these gates. The reason I picked this one over the one shown in the trailer is because originally we couldn't figure out what the name of it was to delete it. Despite both of these gates appearing to be the same, they're actually separate blueprints. Something that we were completely unaware of. Why were they separate blueprints? I have no idea. We did eventually figure out how to delete it, but it didn't get us anywhere, since the neighbor can't jump down this hole anyway, and the other lattice must be open in order for him to make it to the end. There was originally footage of us discovering how to delete the gates in real time, but unfortunately it got corrupted.
Yeah, this is the old one. This is the new one.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Oh my god!
No
Oh my god!
yeah.
Oh
Way,
my
yeah, yeah.
Bullet.
Oh, what the hell?
I need more bullets. What?
I need more bullets.
What the f-
What? Whoa,
What?
whoa, whoa.
What the
whoa,
fuck?
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
He's doing it!
What the fuck?
Never mind.
You needed to sleep real
What
bad,
the
dude.
fuck?
Okay.
Maybe it's triggered it. It's like...
I kinda wanna... Yeah, I wanna wait.
He's waking up.
Why is he running?
No, you just idled us now.
It's
have
really
some time to
particular
download
in like the
forward.
way. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is it.
What the
It's
fuck?
in like.
I checked the end door. I tried opening it. It didn't do anything.
What's in your basement?
So slow! Maybe if I unlock the ending door with the chair, maybe something will happen then.
Yeah, see what's in your basement. Experimentation.
Yeah, why not? The game will crash if I trigger it, because the lattice is deleted. So, interestingly enough, as I just said, deleting one of the lattices and triggering the chase causes the game to instantly crash. And I have a theory as to why. The chase starting triggers a few things. The chase music, the neighbor having a flashlight, the keys becoming functional, so I'm left to assume the game is trying to give functionality to the generators the same way it gives them to the keys, and when it fails to get one of the lattices, the game freaks out and dies. But why does it do this if the generators no longer work? Honestly, I don't know. I feel like the most likely candidate is this generator that opens the false wall. This generator is notably missing from Alpha 1.5, so I'm led to believe they axed the basement chase and still wanted to use the generator for something, so they decided to put one up here and add the false wall puzzle. And I'm guessing somewhere in the process of doing that, they changed how the generators work and it broke the ones in the basement. Then again though, there's actually two generator BPs in Alpha 2. One called BP Generator and one called BP Gasoline Generator. I believe the ones in the basement and the ones outside are different BPs since the ones in the basement have an oversized button while this one is normally sized. They could have just resized it through the actor, but knowing how they did things, it wouldn't surprise me if they made an entirely separate blueprint. Okay, so while I was editing this, I saw Switcher Gen, and I was like, maybe that is a generator that's used in the basement, right? Because I'm thinking like Switcher Gen, it could be connected to a switch or something. So I was like, you know, I'll edit that, I'll add that into the video, right? I'll add like a thing of me like, I'll mention it briefly in the video or something, and I won't focus on it too much, right? But I realized I could also open up Alpha 2 and like try and summon these blueprints, right? So I did, and I found out that Gasoline Generator is the one that's used above ground, and interestingly enough, when you first summon it in, it's on by default. But then Generator is the one that's used in the basement, and weirdly enough, the button is still like off-center because it's scaled up, but it's not scaled up in the BP, it's just regular size, so it's like really off. But I was like, okay, what the fuck could Switcher Gen be, right? Because like, if those two generators are the ones that are used, then what is Switcher Gen? So I tried summoning it in, and at first it didn't do anything. I was like, okay, whatever. But I eventually realized that Switcher Gen summons the generator button on its own. I don't know. I'm just throwing this in here because I thought it was cool, and I was wondering about it, so I figured I'd answer the question here for anybody else who also is wondering. The true question is, though, why do they even tie the functionality of the keys and generators to the chase instead of just having them work normally? Someone tag Nikito. We need an answer on this. I'm so tired of watching this cutscene.
And stop. It's not worth it anymore.
No. This is the last thing I'm gonna do. I've said that 3 times now, but I promise it's the last thing I'm gonna do because I just want to see what happens if I unlock it. Here's what I could... Okay, I wonder, will the cutscene still trigger if I'm in debug mode? Because I'm thinking what I could do is trigger the cutscene, immediately teleport myself to the end, and then hide under the bed. Because the chase music won't have enough time to cut out.
Oh.
Huh?
Okay, here we go again.
Let me eat some 7-day-old trail mix that's been sitting on my desk.
I eated all the batteries.
I eated the battery.
Do you want the entire house model? Because I think it would just be easier. Because floor 3 is like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Step aside, kid.
Yeah.
Step aside, kid.
Oh, I feel good. Oh,
4-1.
Story of Undertale.
I fell.
I found.
I love playing anime GT.
I now watching My Hero Academia. Shut up!
Oh, it does.
Oh yes, floor 34.
Quick!
Together forever.
Oh, he's coming! Something's happening. Will it work?
What? No.
What happened? Oh, it kind of worked.
it didn't-
I think.
So it didn't work, but it didn't not.
It didn't not work. Shortly after this, I thought removing the chair from the ending door broke this scene, so I went through and did it again, but the same thing still happened. And this is as far as we got. By this point, we had been testing things for around 2 hours, I was very tired, and I had somewhere to be. So that's where we left it. The way I found to get the neighbor all the way to the end was to delete this door, move yourself into the trigger for the chase, use the debug camera, and fly to the ending room. Start the chase, teleport yourself quickly, delete the lattice leading to the hallway, and hide under the bed. The neighbor will make his way all the way to the end and eventually catch you, soft-locking the game. Okay, I was wrong again. Turns out if you press 0 after the neighbor catches you, it will act as if you normally got caught, and for some reason it won't set you back into the cutscene as it normally would. Flying back down to the basement and interacting with the ending door caused the game to crash, so there might be even more to find here. Maybe it's possible to trigger the neighbor to open the door by pressing a button or something, but there wasn't anything else I could find, so most likely that's where our investigation ends. Honestly, the fact that this remained in the game for this long without anybody finding it is insane, even if what's left over is pretty broken. Quasar said to me in the call that he believes they were originally planning on keeping this chase when swapping over to the new art style, but made the decision not long after to abandon it, hence why the basement has some minor changes compared to the trailer. Maybe it's somehow possible to get the generators to work, and maybe it's somehow possible to get the neighbor to open the ending door, but who knows. We thought for so long that this entire chase was removed, but here we are 10 years later. Who knows what a little bit more time experimenting may uncover. I know I've said before that I didn't intend on making any more Hello Neighbor related videos, but something like this is impossible for me to not talk about. I've been following Hello Neighbor since the pre-alpha came out, and while I don't care for the series or the community, I do genuinely still have a lot of love in my heart for these earlier versions. They are so strange in so many different ways, and have so many things in them that I'm still discovering to this day. Like, did you know that the ice in Alpha 1 was supposed to make your movement slippery, but it was left incomplete and it only affects the item that you're holding? Well, you do now. It's a shame that certain bad actors in the Hello Neighbor community killed any joy I once had in making videos about this game I held dear as a child, and as much as I despise what this game turned into, I still kinda do. Regardless, I'm still glad I was able to share this discovery with you. Thanks again to Silver and MJ for finding this, thanks to Jacket, Quasar, Sin, Coke, and Jay for joining me for this video. And thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all again soon.
¡Contesten rápido a tu teléfono!